Okay, I am ready to start the lasagna. So this is just going to be a simple, nothing fancy, everything's pretty much done for me, lasagna. So we're going to start with my pan right here. And I think this is a 13 by 9. And I'm going to use these oven-ready lasagna noodles. I have 2 packages. We'll see how many I need. Those are mine. And I'm going to use some sweet Italian chicken sausage. This I need to fry up in a skillet and crumble. This is mine. And then I'm going to use some hamburger that I bought back in February and I canned some. And I'm going to use this can right here. This is mine. I may need to use this can of diced tomatoes. If so, that is a food bank item. This cheese right here is a food bank item. And then I have 2 cans of meat sauce. And those are also food bank items. So I will be using those things. I have some mozzarella cheese in my refrigerator outside. I will probably be using some of that, and that is mine. So you can see it's a little bit of everything today. I'm just going to go ahead and fry this up, and then I'll come back. Once this is browned, I'm going to add the hamburger to it so that I have a nice flavor. I don't believe I'm going to add onions or peppers or anything like that, although I could, but I think I'm not. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so I thought these were in casings, and they are not. So I think I'm just going to need to slice them and cook them. I'm not seeing anything that says they are pre-cooked, although they kind of look like it. No, they are not. So I'm just going to slice these really thin, and we're going to use those in the lasagna. I'm going to bring you down. I want a little bit of fat in that while it browns. So I'm going to add a little bit of butter, not much, about like that. Okay, so I have started the lasagna. I put a layer of meat sauce on the bottom. I did a layer of noodles, and now I just added the cottage cheese. And I don't mind a big fat layer. I think it'll be delicious. And then to that, we're going to put on our next layer of noodles. So there's 1, 2, 3, and this one overlaps a little bit. So on the first layer, I put the overlapping layer over here, and we're going to break another noodle, and we're going to put it right there, and that should be fine. And I'm going to add some saucy on the top of that, just like so. And then I'm going to go check my meat. Okay, that looks good. The meat is done, so let me drain it. Now, to this layer, I'm going to add some of my orange cheese. Whoa. Well, I'm just going to add the rest of it. There we go. And then on top of that, I'm going to add half of this meat. That's looking pretty good. Actually, I think I'll add it all. There we go. That looks good. And I'm going to cover that with this saucy. Just give it a little extra saucy right there. There we go. To this, I will add another layer of the noodles. So there's 1, 2, 3, and we'll do our overlap here, although that seems to fit better. And our noodle there. And there. I'll kind of just bring those up a little bit, 2 of them. Okay, that looks good. Now I'm going to add my second can of saucy. And we're going to call it good. About 10 minutes before it's done, I will open up the oven and I will put a layer of mozzarella on the top and let that sort of brown. Now I'm going to add the whole can. I have used these noodles before, and I find that you need to be a little bit generous when you're using oven-ready noodles with your liquids and your sauces, just to get those noodles nice and cooked. Okay, and that is as good and as easy as it gets. Let's see, I've got a tiny little bit of sauce left. Let's see if we can get that on there. All right, I am going to cover this with foil and put it in my oven for 350 degrees, and I'm going to bake it for about 90 minutes, and then it should be perfect for the family to eat when everybody feels like eating tonight. All right, it was that easy, you guys. And here is our lasagna straight out of the oven. I'm going to let it sit for a little while, and then I'm going to cut a piece for Addie and I. Grandma doesn't want any lasagna. She is busy digging into the watermelon. Grandma, I know you're skipping the lasagna right now. How's the watermelon?
Yum!
Is it hitting the spot?
Yes.
Is it a good watermelon?
It's a delicious watermelon.
All right, and you can have lasagna whenever you want it for the rest of the day, and you can still have more watermelon if you want, okay?
Oh, sounds wonderful.
All righty, ta-ta.
Bye-bye.
Okay, the lasagna is out of the oven. I believe I showed you a picture of it over at the stove. And now I'm going to go ahead and sample a little bit. So let's see what we think. So in the first little bite that I have some of the Italian sausage and some noodle. Let's see what we think. It's still pretty hot. Can you guys see the steam coming off the top? Maybe not. All right, well, if I burn the roof of my mouth, it's, you know, it's the things I do for you guys. Let's go ahead and taste it. That was so good. Now I'm going to get a layer with some of the beef and the cottage cheese, and that bite was right there. Let's see what we think. Okay, I am 100% satisfied with it. Now, this is not going to compete with your grandma's Italian recipe that she brought over from Naples or Rome or Florence or wherever. But it's good. It is Deanna's poor white trash version, carried over from what her family used to make, and I love it. It's good. Doctored it up a little bit with that chicken sausage, and it's perfect. So I'm going to sit down and eat this. Grandma, like I said, can eat a bite later if she wants, and we'll be eating off of this lasagna for a few days, and it's good. I also have right here, there were 3 pieces of cheese toast left in my freezer. I dug them out, and let's go ahead and take a bite. Perfect. If my mouth wasn't open while I was chewing, then it's not Deanna, it's somebody else. It's AI. If I don't eat with my mouth open, you can assume that AI has taken over our video. All right, everybody, that is it for the lasagna. I will see you back tomorrow morning where we're going to finish our pickles. Woohoo! Looking forward to it. Ta-ta. Right, you can probably hear my water bath canner rolling over here. My air conditioner is on and my dishwasher is running. So while I am waiting for that to come to a boil so I can process it for 10 minutes, I'm going to make a English cucumber salad. So let's look down here. I have 4 English cucumbers that I have trimmed and washed right here, and now I'm just going to cut these into very thin slices, and I'm going to do this for all 4 of the cucumbers, and then I'm going to thinly slice a red onion, and then I'm going to season it and stick it in the refrigerator, and this should be delicious salad for the next few days. So I'll bring you back when I am ready to slice the onion. All right, and down here I have sliced thinly 1 red onion. Okay, to make the dressing, I have 1 cup of apple cider vinegar. I have about a tablespoon of dill. I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of honey, give or take. I'm going to add some salt, and I think that is it. I might add some Dijon mustard. We'll see what this tastes like. A pinch of salt. Not much, just a little. All right, hang on. All right, so I'm still making pickles. That's a job. I have this canner and then I have one more canner to water bath and I'm done. Let's see what this is going to taste like. Can't tell if my honey got completely dissolved or not. Let's see. Let's go ahead and taste it. That is a little bit too strong for my tastes. So I'm going to go ahead and add another good sized scoop of honey. I want it nice and sweet, but that is pretty tangy. So we'll go ahead and add a little bit more. Let's try it. That tastes pretty good. Now I'm going to add a little bit of stone ground mustard, and we're going to mix that up, and I'm going to add just a little bit of sugar. I need that just a little bit sweeter, and I don't want to use any more honey, so I'm going to give that a tablespoon. And let's give it a taste. That's tasting pretty good. Okay, this is where I like it. So I'm going to add about half of this on top of my salad. And then I'm going to store this a little bit. We'll use that for something later. And here we have it. This is our cucumber and onion salad. I'm going to put this in the refrigerator and let it chill for the day. We'll eat it tonight. All right, let's take a bite. That is pretty good. It does need a pinch of salt to be sure. There we go. Let's check it again. say what we think. Still needs a little more salt. Okay, this is perfect now. I added a pinch of salt. The sweet tangy of the dressing is really good. I'm gonna let this sit in the refrigerator now, and it'll be delicious later tonight.